A girl floated down and landed in front of Qin Feng. Due to her beauty, Qin Feng felt mesmerized by her. Meanwhile, outside of Qin Feng's original body, a beautiful girl in Hanfu remarked that Qin Feng's weakness must lie in his weak and lowly mind. This delighted the other members of her team, as they believed it was fitting for Qin Feng to receive after killing Bing Chen. Thus, Bai Ruo would surely go mad attacking Qin Feng later. Qin Feng was still mesmerized by the girl in her nightdress. She spoke and instructed Qin Feng to approach her, while he attempted to reach for her hand. At this moment, other demon guards tried to attack and surround Qin Feng from various angles. They said it was the perfect moment to attack Qin Feng. A man in armor leaped from behind Qin Feng and attempted to kill him with a large axe, but Qin Feng quickly realized the situation. With a swift move, Qin Feng found himself behind the warrior, and with one strike, he managed to cleave the warrior's body until it vanished, blood splattering everywhere. The other guards were shocked and couldn't believe what they had just witnessed, but Qin Feng quickly took advantage of the situation. He utilized the time he gained while they were all deceived, and one by one, he cut down the demon guards. Qin Feng then landed perfectly on the ground and stated that while they were all deceived, that was the perfect time to attack them. Instantly, all the remaining demon guards panicked at the sight. The girl in the nightdress appeared furious upon hearing what Qin Feng said, realizing that Qin Feng had been deceiving them from the start, as he was never affected by the illusion. Filled with rage, the remaining ones attacked Qin Feng together, exerting their full power. However, despite feeling strong enough, it turned out to be ineffective as Qin Feng easily defeated them and turned the tables. The three of them were cornered. Qin Feng managed to knock down the young man in the blue jacket and threw the bald old man far away onto a rock. Suddenly, the girl with the illusion talent was behind Qin Feng again, intending to attack, but Qin Feng noticed and swiftly struck her down. Unfortunately, the girl's body turned into countless rose petals, making Qin Feng believe he was under an illusion, even though he had already cleaved her before. Qin Feng found the girl's ability truly strange. He was sure she was hiding among the flying petals. However, the petals were even stranger as they could attack and harm Qin Feng's body. Qin Feng decided to distance himself and jumped into the air. Unfortunately, as he jumped, the petals turned into a long cloth that bound Qin Feng's body, causing him to fall to the ground. Qin Feng realized the mysterious girl had talents in illusion and manipulation of the earth. As Qin Feng fell, the illusionary girl appeared, laughing loudly, and Qin Feng found himself completely immobilized. The illusionary girl found Qin Feng very intriguing, noting that he was only level 11 but already capable of killing a spirit envoy at level 15. She was convinced Qin Feng held a secret. Knowing Qin Feng wouldn't tell her, she decided to kill him and then ask the Spirit King to examine Qin Feng's memories. But before that, Qin Feng had to pay the price for killing the demon guard comrades. Qin Feng had to be taught a lesson. The illusionary girl hurled Qin Feng's bound body in all directions, crashing into rocks and the ground, making Qin Feng realize her strength. With his limbs immobilized, the only way out was to destroy his crystal armor into pieces. As he did so, his body and the cloth would loosen. So Qin Feng slowly destroyed his crystal armor, allowing him to release the hellfire concentrated in his hands, then releasing it directly beneath where the illusionary girl was. Unable to avoid the hellfire attack, the illusionary girl felt intense pain, while Qin Feng freed himself from the petals and approached the helpless illusionary girl. She exclaimed about the pain and questioned why Qin Feng possessed so many talents. She considered him despicable and believed the gods should have killed him. Qin Feng only smiled and remarked on his audacity, then killed the illusionary girl with hellfire again. Afterward, the system stated that Qin Feng had successfully killed a level 16 spirit envoy with a king ranking, entitling him to 140 consideration points and 10,000 EXP. According to Qin Feng, the spirit envoy was far more intense than before and seemed likely to emerge from the altar. Qin Feng then placed the 7 dark crystal stones into the 7 holes of the dark pillar altar. This would remove the seal and release the spirit. The seal weakened, and the spirit would soon emerge. As energy gathered at the altar, a bright light also struck the altar forcefully from above. Thus, Qin Feng released the powerful spirit. After the spirit was released, a monstrous and terrifying creature appeared before Qin Feng, one he had never seen before. The system stated that the monster was level 17 with 71 stars, but skills and talents couldn't be checked. The monster then realized Qin Feng, who had killed its subordinates and destroyed its 100 years of hard work, was there. The monster attacked Qin Feng, who tried to hold it back despite feeling numb from its terrifying power. Qin Feng endured the attack until the goat monster struck him with its other hand, which Qin Feng couldn't evade, causing his body to be hit by the monster's attack. The monster thought that Qin Feng was dead because there was so much blood beneath him. The monster assumed Qin Feng was strong enough to kill his subordinates, but it was disappointing to find out that Qin Feng's abilities were only this much. However, Qin Feng managed to survive the attack and apologized for disappointing the monster. Qin Feng was grateful for the spikes embedded in his body, standing in front of him and deflecting half of the monster's attack. Then Qin Feng rolled to the side as the monster pressed down on him, leaving only his spikes behind. The monster was quite impressed with Qin Feng for surviving one attack and still being able to move quickly. He acknowledged Qin Feng's greatness. After rolling a little further away, Qin Feng, with his full strength and a combination of skills, tried to fight the monster, but it seemed to have no effect. Chasing Wind Sword and the spikes were unable to penetrate the monster's defense. Even the rank 3 Hellfire power 10x stronger couldn't harm the monster. After failing to break through the monster's defense, Qin Feng flew into the air and tried using the same rank 3 energy. Then he unleashed his power on the monster from above, but it still had no effect. The monster could easily withstand it. When Qin Feng was underneath, the monster said that Qin Feng was a cunning human who wasn't satisfied with strange movements. Qin Feng thought that if none of his attacks succeeded in harming the monster, then it seemed he would fail in this mission. The monster raised its claw and directed its attack towards Qin Feng swiftly, thinking that Qin Feng, being a novice village youth, must have weaknesses. He seemed to forget something. Meanwhile, Qin Feng could avoid the attack so quickly that he remembered something he hadn't tried yet. Then he coated his sword with energy and attacked the monster again at the joints, causing the monster to fall and writhing in pain. Since it was difficult to protect the joints, Qin Feng was sure that was the monster's weak point. The monster rose again, not defeated yet. It became angrier and threatened to tear Qin Feng's body apart. With its fists so fast, Qin Feng couldn't evade until finally, he was struck hard by the monster. Qin Feng was thrown far away, blood streaming from his mouth, and he lay helpless on the ground, but it didn't last long because he could still rise. Qin Feng knew that the monster's strength had increased to the point where he felt his bones were shattered. Fortunately, Qin Feng had extracted the talent of the girl in the white skirt, so the rank 2 healing skill automatically became rejuvenation, and healing injuries would only take a few seconds. With such a skill, even if he had a difference in attack, he could drain the opponent's strength until death. The monster was furious to see Qin Feng still standing and not dead yet, while Qin Feng confidently replied that even if the monster died, he wouldn't live. At that moment, the system informed me that some talents had killed the Wraith Messenger and successfully secured first place in the Azure planets. Knowing this, Qin Feng understood that 1 out of 10 slots had been taken, and he wouldn't waste any more time. Then Qin Feng attacked the monster again with all his might, delivering every blow to the monster repeatedly. However, he couldn't harm the monster's body at all. Then Qin Feng summoned Shadow Clone to fight the monster again. Shadow Clone only had a fraction of his strength, which Qin Feng found sad because he needed the sixth sense to connect with the clone. Before all that happened and before he unsealed the barley body, Qin Feng managed to unlock the rank 3 barley body. After consuming it, he received a rank F talent. Now his sixth sense was connected, and Shadow Clone could be used. Qin Feng, agile and swift, managed to strike his sword at the monster's upper arm, causing it to bleed. The monster went berserk and attacked until Qin Feng was thrown back, but he couldn't believe what was happening. How could Qin Feng be so strong? Since Qin Feng entered the village, the monster had been monitoring his strength, agility, physique, and mind, seeing the talent awaken, and according to him, everything Qin Feng had wasn't too strong. However, after Qin Feng killed by Ruo, Qin Feng said something strange, did something strange, and his body glowed, and the monster couldn't see inside his body anymore. The system continued to inform people who gained new ranks for killing monsters. Meanwhile, Qin Feng thought he used the third Inferno technique, Power, Thorn, and Poison. With that combo, he was confident he could hurt the monster. Qin Feng dashed swiftly and slashed his sword at the monster's body, causing it to bleed. Elsewhere, a group of talents formed into teams continued to monitor the progress of other talents from the system, which informed that some talents had successfully defeated monsters and achieved great ranks. One of them said that only 7 spots were left, which made him tense, but others felt strange because no one had managed to pass the half-day challenge. Why did they quickly one by one succeed in passing and getting into the top 10 since the first person passed the challenge? However, it seemed to indicate that the difference in strength between the top experts wasn't too significant, so their achievements were very close. Then others replied that their tasks in Village 911 were twice as difficult as in other villages, so the chance of entering the top 10 was very small. Even one of them didn't hope Qin Feng could enter the top 10, as long as Qin Feng was safe, it was good enough for him. If he failed this time, Qin Feng could try again tomorrow, but nothing fatal should happen to Qin Feng. Lu Xian said it was impossible because he had such faith in Qin Feng, who surely could succeed in getting into the top 10. Qin Feng breathed a sigh of relief. Finally, he managed to defeat the terrifying monster. With the sword still embedded in the monster's body, Qin Feng collapsed, feeling utterly exhausted from the battle. The system then congratulated him for Village 911 from Area 1 for entering the top 10 villages established on the Blue Star, entitling him to a special prize. The prize for establishing a village was a 200% increase in initial attributes. Due to the doubled difficulty level of the tasks, the task rewards also doubled. The first 10 individuals would receive 400 attribute points and 2 boxes of golden treasure. Receiving the task item, Blood of the Vengeful Demon Head, atop everything stood someone resembling a deity, stating that the final examination event was not a new beginning, but rather the most horrific nightmare. The protective barrier had been shattered, and divine punishment descended upon the earth. Witnessing the deity, people braced themselves. He was an existence even 100 men couldn't shake even a bit. As the village head, a man with a ponytail felt he couldn't protect the village, its inhabitants, teammates, or his loved ones. He felt like a failure. It was too much. The man with a ponytail attempted to defy the deity but failed, eventually dying with immense hatred. Then, with the power he possessed, the deity-like figure destroyed the village, burning it to the ground and annihilating every living being within. Meanwhile, a monster resembling a demon reveled in it, for it considered such potent hatred truly nourishing, eventually directing some of that hatred towards the village head. Qin Feng, witnessing this, didn't understand the village's true significance. After the village head's death, he transformed into a vengeful spirit controlled by the darkness demon. Thus, the lost village became the starting village of that vengeful spirit. The celestial guards were the final trial bestowed upon the starting village by the heavens, but how strong was that creature? Qin Feng found it troublesome. Elsewhere, a group of talented individuals was gathered, seemingly just completing a mission. One of them mentioned that the level 8 beast was too difficult to kill, and they almost died. Another said they didn't know when Boss Zhou would establish the village. Someone else mentioned almost fainting after completing the task. They were slightly annoyed, mentioning that other villages acted as if they built the village themselves, whereas they finished their tasks earlier. They felt their task's difficulty was doubled if they weren't certain they'd be the first. One of them suggested trying to contact Boss Qin, and they did. Qin Feng replied that he would come as soon as possible. They discussed it and asked Qin Feng to hurry to build the village. In the chat room, Qin Feng suggested they find a name first before building the village. Then, team members provided some name suggestions, and they settled on the name Eternal Dragon Village. With the name decided, they finally established the village with the scroll, emitting a bright light visible to everyone, including the Lei Ju group, while Qin Feng's group was ecstatic about the village's establishment. Then, a system notification appeared for them to return to the village with a single click. One of Qin Feng's team clicked it, and their body disappeared, reappearing elsewhere. Meanwhile, everyone was delighted with the new feature, especially its speed. Everyone who could return to the village was pleased, with some even throwing a party for their return. However, shortly after, the villagers received a message that their village head, Qin Feng, had opened a video conference feature for the entire village, a feature only available to the village head. Qin Feng then informed everyone that after the beginner's trial, all starting villages had to face retaliation with 100 star power. The purpose of the retaliation was to destroy the beginners' wooden houses. Those who lost their beginners' wooden houses would become refugees and lose 100 attribute points. Upon hearing this, people began to panic, especially those with few stars. Qin Feng continued, stating that after successfully withstanding the retaliation, the village would receive many rewards, and if they could defeat the retaliation, the rewards would double. There were still 4.5 days left, and they needed to reach level 10 as soon as possible to pass the beginner's trial. Additionally, increasing the village level would grant them the right to build public buildings, protective altars. With protective altars, they could resist retaliation. To upgrade the village from level 0 to level 1, they had to meet 5 requirements. First, the population had to exceed 500, Longyuan village had already met this requirement. Second, the village head must obtain the title of Novice Emperor. Third, the village head's wooden house must reach level 2, once it reaches level 2, he would fulfill 2 points. Fourth, the number of level 1 wooden houses must exceed 100. Fifth, the number of level 10 players must exceed 10. The last 2 were quite cumbersome and required everyone to work together. Then, the system notified them of the updated materials, and the villagers cooperatively upgraded. After closing the village meeting, Qin Feng tried to find materials for the village but was pleasantly surprised to find some already prepared nearby. After upgrading his wooden house, the villagers were astonished and delighted, feeling that Qin Feng was indeed great. Then, an announcement came that the number of villages built in the Blue World had reached 100. From that day, the village upgrade tournament would begin. In the village of Yongye, District 9321, Blue Star World. Vampire Marquis John Blass and Vampire Prince Dracula killed the villagers there. At least 914 people in the village had all become members of the vampire clan. Dracula said that soon he would become the strongest in the Star World because the next goal of the Yongye village was to enter the top 3 in the village promotion competition. Tyando had given a big prize this time. For the top 3 villages that had reached level 3, all village residents would get 500 attribute points, and the village head would reach 1,000 attribute points. Dracula gave blood to humans who had just been bitten by John, making the humans' eyes turn red and start to become like vampires, running so fast. Dracula continued that with that reward, they would surely dominate the Blue Star World. John then said that anyway, Dracula had to be promoted to level 3 before the end of the rookie assessment, and there were less than 5 days left. Competition difficulty. Dracula said not to worry, only the Wuzhuangwen village, Guangming village, and Brahma village could threaten the Yongye village, while the Longyuan village, the 5th village, would be established. There might be leading experts in the Eastern Dragon Kingdom, but that couldn't change the overall disease gene. Qin Feng began to build his new village with the talents he had, although 1,000 attribute points were his main problem after all the attribute rewards obtained previously were added. He still had 83 combat power stars and the title of Magic Emperor. If he could get those 1,000 attributes in the village competition, maybe he could try to defeat the Heavenly Punisher. The third requirement needed for a village to rise from level 0 to level 1 in the beginner's cabin to the village was raised to level 2. Currently, he only had one level 1 resource, a cold stone to upgrade the beginner's cabin. And by chance, the stone was produced in Lake Chioshui, where the Horned Turtle King was located. Both tasks could be completed simultaneously. Then Qin Feng distributed material resources to Longyuan village. The residents were very happy about it. After that, Qin Feng could open the exchange channel function and natural resources. In the exchange channel, he could donate items to get contribution points. Contribution points could be exchanged for items donated by others. He could also exchange the materials he needed in the heavenly resource, such as pots and pans, oil, salt, sauce, and vinegar. In the heavenly resource, there was a primary energy stone that could gain 100 energy points after being absorbed. Meaning there was a new way to get energy points without killing monsters. Meanwhile, village residents with low or non-combat talents had other ways to survive in the future. Lifetime jobs like woodworkers, miners, and butchers would be passed down. The abundant resources in Longyuan village were enough to support professionals in that life, and it made them have to continue to improve at a good pace. Qin Feng was confident that in the future, Yanjian village would become more colorful. He then dived into the lake but realized he couldn't dive. He felt carried away and almost died for no reason. Unbeknownst to him, there was a very large fish opening its mouth right under Qin Feng's body. He almost got eaten by the fish but quickly managed to avoid it and joined the body part of the fish swimming into the lake. This was exploited by Qin Feng to extract animals, and he gained a C-rank talent which gave him the true meaning of water. After successfully extracting the animal, he finally got gills on his face, allowing him to breathe underwater. This talent couldn't have come at a better time. In the lake, there were many fish monsters. Qin Feng finally stored the fish in a container, and he also rode a crocodile as a vehicle. Lake Chioshui was too big, an hour had passed and not a single ice stone was found. Then he forced the crocodile, which was his vehicle, not to intentionally meander to prolong the time. According to the crocodile, they were almost there. When continuing the journey, Qin Feng saw turtles spinning. And in the middle of the rocks, he saw green turtles. As he looked behind the rocks, there were more turtles, including the horned king turtle. With Analyze Eye, he observed the turtles. Then he asked the crocodile to move away from there because it would be irresponsible if the crocodile accidentally died later, but if the crocodile fled, he would find it to the ends of the earth and he would roast and eat it. The horned king turtle was a fierce animal with a level 15 evaluation, 50-star combat talent with level C ice manipulation skill. Qin Feng thought he had to get the third king's heart core first, then take the cold stone. As he exerted his power, the turtles realized it and made the horned king turtle angry because he didn't like a level 11 human insulting him. Qin Feng tried to attack the king turtle by releasing his power, but it had no effect. Instead, he felt another energy like a terrifying electric shock that sent him flying. The king turtle ordered the other turtles to line up and attack Qin Feng. Meanwhile, Qin Feng thought about the previous battles with Mammoth and Agas, but they didn't have tactics and couldn't muster all their strength together to attack a single target. The turtle group was very ingenious. They became stronger if they all joined together. The king turtle stored its power energy in its mouth, then focused it and released it like an arrow directly attacking Qin Feng. When he got that attack, he immediately dodged quickly because he knew if he got hit he would surely die. After that, the king turtle ordered the other turtles to attack with the same power. Qin Feng continued to run to avoid the attacks from the turtles. He knew that the inferno flame could not be used underwater and attacks of gold, wood, soldiers, and energy all weakened. The wild beasts in the water had the advantage in their territory. So even though Qin Feng was stronger than them, it would be difficult to kill them all in one move. Meanwhile, on the other side, the turtles continued to unleash their arrow-shaped powers to attack Qin Feng, until one of the arrows hit his body and Qin Feng fell, but he managed to get up and hide in a safer place. The Turtle King then ordered the other turtles to search for Qin Feng. Eventually, they found Qin Feng. While Qin Feng was still hiding, he removed the arrow stuck in his leg. If he left the water, he had to find a way to catch the thief first, or else they would be in trouble. Qin Feng then used the phantom clone to create a copy of himself. He then instructed the clone to change positions to create chaos and not to be attacked harshly. The clone understood, and eventually, he came out and alternated with another clone, acting as bait. Meanwhile, the original Qin Feng remained hidden behind the rocks. And he felt that it was time to start as well. He couldn't use any skills or he would be discovered. But shortly afterward, the phantom clone was destroyed. The Turtle King realized something was amiss, while Qin Feng approached the Turtle King from behind running. Then the Turtle King realized it, but he attacked first. The Turtle King struck him from above on the head. Finally, he managed to kill the Turtle King, who had the level of a king, and obtained the Royal Heart Core quest item. The system said his level had been promoted to level 12. Qin Feng knew that the turtle group no longer had a leader. After the Turtle King died, it was time to harvest. With the clones he had, Qin Feng harvested the turtles, and his talent automatically strengthened until he could evolve into a Grade B Ice Elemental Mystery. The self-arising skill was Ice Storm. Ice Storm was Tier 4 and could release ice arrows and snow to form a large-scale ice and snowstorm, covering an area of 10 miles. Qin Feng said attacking and killing skills were extremely rare, this time with a collection of celestial skills. Meanwhile, shortly afterward, the crocodile that had been his ride arrived and said that the cold stone left in front of him had just risen. In his mind, it was the right time. Killing a single-horned Turtle King was not someone to be reckoned with. If he handled it well, he might release it later. After that, he had to hurry to meet his wife as soon as possible and would not return there again. Qin Feng rode the crocodile and left. Meanwhile, in a different place like the realm of the goddesses, a woman resembling a goddess looked at a photo belonging to Qin Feng. She said that it was only the third day and a human from the small world had received the third royal heart core. A human from the Shaoqian world. She thought Qin Feng was quite impressive. She wished they could speak to me. Another goddess interjected, saying not to think about it. Humans in the Shaoqian world were weak and lacked inherent abilities. Even if he almost reached the level of Earth, he would not be able to withstand the 10,000 realm war, let alone meet them. The other goddess said that the village where the human named Qin Feng was located had multiplied its resources many times over, and the difficulty level of the tasks had increased. The greatest difficulty was not obtaining the 5 kings' heart cores. It was the battle in Zhuolongpo. Then she hoped that Qin Feng would surprise them. Qin Feng had already left the lake and was sitting calmly. Qin Feng was on an eagle. But he felt something was odd. Lu Yuan's level was always lower than Lu Xian's. So how could he surpass it in just 1 hour? Qin Feng wondered what needed to be done to make the upgrade speed faster. Qi Jia was also very strange. They had never entered the top 10 before. Then he looked at the energy stone chat, which made him wonder why the energy stone was so popular. But eventually, he understood something. If those two people made a lot of money, they were chicken thieves. Donating beginner weapons to get 2 contribution points. Compliant energy was worth 10 contribution points, but the buying and selling price Lu Yuan and Qin Jid exchanged on the channel was 1 energy stone for 10 beginner weapons. That way, he would get 10 contribution points, and then exchange them for energy stones to absorb and enhance. That's why his speed would be very fast. Beginner weapons were the most common resources in the beginner village, conservatively estimated to have at least 100,000 beginner weapons not owned in a district. Exchanging all of them for contribution points could support many people to quickly level up to level 10. As Qin Feng was still flying, he realized something, and it turned out there was a group of people below. One of them said if Long Yuan Village worked hard from top to bottom, and if it continued to grow like that, Long Yuan Village would become more confident in facing the Punisher. Meanwhile, another person teased a little girl and hugged her until she fell, saying if the little girl had no value at all, it would be a loss. The girl screamed in fear and said that she had given all the supplies she had. Why didn't they leave her alone? From the flying bird, Qin Feng, who knew about it, became angry and released his finger full of energy toward those wicked people. Qin Feng said they were unworthy of being human. Qin Feng knew that such levels of crime could not be avoided. In this cruel and cold world full of murder, everything experienced seemed like an endless race that was visible. Some people followed the rules and bowed their heads. Then some quietly sought opportunities to exploit and conspire with others for their gain, winning by undermining others. The only thing Qin Feng could do was to become stronger. As much as possible, this young man wanted to end things like this so they wouldn't happen in Longyuan village. Qin Feng helped the girl descend from the back of the bird, then instructed her that upon returning to the beginner village, she must warn everyone to be cautious of the likes of those robbers. The girl agreed readily. After the girl safely landed in the right place, Qin Feng rode the bird again to fly away. Flying above his village, Qin Feng pondered that after Longyuan village was upgraded, they needed to learn village chief authority. It would be beneficial if there was a function to issue wanted posters when robbers dared to commit crimes in their territory. Qin Feng said with a sharp look as he promised to make those criminals beg for their lives like rats in a sewer. Having mastered the technique of controlling flying animals, Qin Feng could save a lot of time on his journey. Unfortunately, all the wild animals he encountered now were too low level, and none were worthy of being tamed as spirit pets. It would be delightful if he could open a treasure chest at another time and find spirit animals. Now, Qin Feng stood on a cliff activating the eye analysis to see a row of flowers spread beneath him. These plants were often called cannibal flowers with a level 15. Although only flowers, their combat power reached 24 stars. Qin Feng leaped into the midst of these terrifying plants with his sword and iron spear ready to fight. Qin Feng mercilessly slashed at the flowers without any pity. Even though the flowers pleaded for help and cried out in pain, the young man felt no mercy at all. These flowers could scream and beg for mercy when in pain. Qin Feng was very annoyed because they were so noisy. The flowers kept screaming in pain until Qin Feng stopped slashing and covered one of his ears. Several giant flowers appeared, also screaming in pain because the small flowers were being cut down. These flowers said they had to kill Qin Feng. So they used pink-colored poison to pollute the air. Qin Feng immediately jumped back, seeing the abundant poisonous smoke. Qin Feng knew that severed body parts of these plants could regenerate. No wonder the system said the nature of these plants was eternal. That was the privilege of level 15 demon plants. Nevertheless, Qin Feng refused to lose to these plants. Qin Feng prepared his weapons and spear to attack the giant flowers in front of him again. Although they were called demon plants, they could still feel pain every time a part of their body was severed. The giant flower plants fled helter-skelter as they realized their opponent was too strong. The flowers tried to run in panic because Qin Feng was not only strong but also immune to poison. Qin Feng was surprised to see the giant plants trying to escape. With a single slash, Qin Feng managed to kill a level 15 mystical cannibal flower, gaining 820 energy points. Qin Feng also managed to obtain a greenwood core, the material needed to upgrade a level 3 wooden house. Qin Feng commented that the plants were clever enough, but they were too slow to flee. The young man concluded that ordinary swords could cut demon flowers, and demon flowers could regenerate but couldn't regenerate after being burned by very hot hellfire. By killing in this way, Qin Feng would soon get 110,000 energy points. So without hesitation, Qin Feng jumped onto one of the wide-open monster flowers. Qin Feng stabbed right in the middle of the monster flower's mouth, instantly drying it up on the spot. With this victory, the system appeared and informed Qin Feng that his battle power had been raised to the limit of 87 stars. The speed of increasing strength like this was excellent according to the system. Qin Feng then continued his steps to enter the cave where the parent tree was located. Qin Feng activated the eye analysis to inspect all the monsters in the cave. The young man saw many bees in one hive. Qin Feng said there were too many poisonous bees. If he were surrounded by those bees, no matter how strong he was, if there was a defense leak, the bee attacks would surely be unavoidable. It seemed Qin Feng had to try the skill he had just acquired. The young man immediately raised one hand to the sky, creating a powerful blue wind. Then a storm cloud slowly formed directly above the swarm of bees. From that dark cloud emerged many ice spears. Qin Feng said that this was his newest skill, a level 4 talent, Ice Storm. With that, a rain of ice arrows immediately hit all the bee monsters. With the numerous monster killings performed, Qin Feng immediately reached level 15 and successfully gained 850 energy points. Qin Feng had truly managed to level up quickly. The entire area was now covered in snow due to the ice storm caused by Qin Feng. The young man smiled relievedly and commented that the results he obtained were as expected from a level 4 skill. 3,000 poisonous bees were killed with just one move. Qin Feng said now it was the big tree's turn. Although it looked like an old, almost dead tree, it turned out to be a level 16 demon plant. Its combat power even reached 53 stars. Slowly emerging from the large tree's body was a woman who said this was a rare occurrence. Rarely did humans dare to enter this place. The woman stretched out her sharp hands in all directions and said she longed for human flesh and blood as her nourishment. The tree called forth demon flowers again and released the queen bee from its hive. The tree-shaped woman instructed the queen bee to kill Qin Feng. The queen bee was a level 15 monster, and its combat power reached 47 stars. Not afraid to see a friend flying very fast and strong towards her, Qin Feng instead said it was the right time. Qin Feng controlled several queen bees to attack each other until in an instant, many other queen bees fell and were severely injured.